Barret Edelstein here, your celeb expert and your Celeb Savant. Celeb Savant is a weekly entertainment show. We have long-form career retrospective type interviews with celebrities, singers, actors, and industry experts. On this episode of Celeb Savant, I'll be speaking to the band UB40. Now, UB40 are an English reggae and pop band formed in December 1978 in Birmingham, England. The band has had more than 50 singles in the UK singles chart and has also achieved considerable international success. They've been nominated for the Grammy Award for Best Reggae Album 4 times, and in 1984 were nominated for the Brit Award for Best British Group. UB40 have sold over 70 million records worldwide. The ethnic makeup of the band's original lineup was diverse, with musicians of English, Welsh, Irish, Jamaican, Scottish, and Yemeni parentage. Ali Campbell left the group in 2008, and Matt Doyle, the lead singer of the band Kyoko, took over from him in 2018. This is Barret Edelstein, otherwise known as the Celeb Savant. Today, we are honored to be speaking to 3 of the members of UB40. We have got Earl, Matt, and Jimmy. Guys, thank you for joining us today. And where do we find each of you in the world and what's happening in your life? Jimmy, you go first.
Okay, go on then.
Okay.
Well, we're in the middle of a tour at the moment.
Yeah.
We've had to down tools for a little while because of illness, but we're back up and running again on Monday. So we're busy after 2 years of lockdown. So we're quite enjoying being out there and doing shit. It's good.
And Matt and Earl, are you also just relaxing, getting back ready for the tour on Monday?
Yeah, really. I've just been doing some gardening, just maintenance around the house. Summer's finally here. Yeah. So, just getting the house ready for summer, basically, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, just got to keep yourself busy when we've got these kind of few days off, people getting over illness and stuff. Just get out in the sunshine and relax for a bit.
That's cool.
It's actually really beautiful at the moment here. So we're having 3 days of summer. Seems to be, we've got one of them today.
Okay.
So it's all right for you guys. You're although it's winter for you at the moment.
Yeah. But our winter's a little bit more like your summer, so.
I bet they are, yeah. Only less rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it gets, it's like 21 today and everybody just starts stripping off. It's taking all the clothes off and stuff and sunbathing and fishing and, cycling and running and, all the stuff you do in the summer.
Yeah. Guys, let's take it all the way very back to the beginning. This is a UB40 retrospective. Tell us about the band, at the beginning of the band, and let's start from all the way beginning in 1978.
Well, actually, the beginning goes back a long time before that.
Okay.
Most of us went to school together from the age of 11. So we've known each other since we were 11 years old. And we left school, had various jobs. None of us were happy and somehow got back together again after school and decided to put a band together. One of the catalysts for that was going to see Bob Marley in 1976. This is all before Matt's time.
Yeah.
Matt's the new boy.
Yes, that's right.
He's our new singer.
Yeah.
But we all went to see Bob Marley in 1976, and that was sort of quite an inspiration. And we've gone, we've got to get a band together and we've got to make it a reggae band, and that's what we did.
Why reggae? Because besides Bob Marley at the time, there weren't many other reggae artists. So what was the inspiration behind reggae, besides it being Bob Marley?
Well, it was the time of the punk era.
Yes, exactly.
So there was bands literally everywhere, and where we ended up we ended up in a place called Moseley, which was like bedsit land.
Yeah. And
I had a flat, and I was living next door to Brian, the saxophone player, who sadly passed. He passed last year. Okay, but sure. Under his flat was a cellar that was like abandoned. Mm-hmm. So we done it up. We put boards on it and a door on it and secured it. Put some electric in there, and then we started rehearsing. Do you know what I mean? And that was way back in the punk era. And like I said, there were so many bands. We thought, well, we'll have a bash, we'll have a go. We couldn't play or anything, you know what I mean? Yeah. It was had, a limited experience and with instruments and that. Yeah. But we just, like reggae kind of chose us because when we started playing, obviously we just play anything just to learn. But yeah, it's naturally just progressed onto, you know, reggae.
And your name, UB40, comes out of the unemployment card you guys get in the UK. Why decide on that as a name?
Well, because it had a ring to it, we thought. It was a mate of ours who actually come up with the idea. And I mean, in the end, one of the reasons that we did get things together was because me and Ali, our ex-singer, were forced to sign on every day because we were always late.
Yeah.
Signing on. So we were forced to sign on every single day. So we had to go and sign on, and then we would go again to rehearsal. So, you know, it was thanks to the unemployment benefit that we could actually afford to spend some time learning our instruments. And also, reggae's very accessible music, you know. I mean, apart from punk, what did you have? Glam rock, prog rock, you know what I mean? It was nothing that was any interest to us. We're all in the city boys. You know, obviously, Earl's got his Jamaican roots. And, you know, I lived in an area where there was a blues party or shebeen 2 doors down. You know, it was the music you heard on the streets where we lived.
Yeah.
And it was accessible, you know. You didn't have to know too many chords. And it was just a feeling more than having that musical ability to, you know, none of us are trained musicians, obviously. But reggae was accessible music, and it still is.
Let's dive straight into that, into your next step. So you joined the band, you were playing reggae, you decided on that, you were practicing downstairs from the flat. Then came the success of Chrissy Hind gave you your first break from the Pretenders. Let's go through the quick overview of the 80s and, you know, the success of all the various albums. And what was it like being successful and knowing that you guys had made it?
Well, we didn't really realise. I mean, we was too busy having fun. Obviously, because we was all mates and everything, we were just like 8 blokes, like marauding around the world, fighting each other. You know, like a big bond. It was always like fighting and like just having fun and like obviously getting used to this life that we kind of stumbled into, you know. And obviously it was great fun, but it was like you know, like a big learning curve. Like you say, Chrissy Hines gave us our first break. We went on tour with her, and then we went on tour with the Police, and then we done our own tours, and then obviously we had, you know, a bit more success, etc. And then we've just been basically making albums and touring ever since. You know, we had a few years off way back in the late 90s, I think. I can't even remember. I can't really remember dates. But you know, we've been a working band ever since we took off, kind of thing. Started playing gigs.
Yeah. It
just got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Matt, over to you. So you were part of another band, and then you joined UB40 in the last number of years. So tell us what that experience is like being for you, being the new kid on the block, so to speak, in inverted commas.
Terrifying. No, it's you know, it's been educational, man. Really educational. Like just kind of being catapulted into this kind of role that was something that I was always striving for, to be performing in front of massive audiences, and yeah, it was just such a like I said, it was like being catapulted and then finding yourself on a stage in front of kind of 10,000 people, and I love it, man. I've loved the whole thing, the whole, you know, just learning the songs, even though I already really know the songs. Yeah. You know, kind of learning them inside and out and getting to play them on stage and hear all these fans singing them back to you. It's the most amazing experience.
And how did you guys all meet?
It was at the BMAs, the Birmingham Music Awards, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where you guys were picking up an achievement, a lifetime achievement. I think it was along them lines anyway. Mm-hmm. And my old band Kyoko were asked to kind of come down and play a few songs, and we knew the guys, we knew UB40 were going to be there, so we covered 1 in 10. They were up and dancing and stuff, and yeah, we just became friends, and then we went out on tour, and then yeah, the rest is history.
Yeah, we took Kyoko on tour with us. Did quite a few gigs with them. And then because what happened was we lost our singer, Ali, 12 years ago now. He went off and went solo.
Yeah.
And we replaced him with his brother, Duncan, who was with us for 10, 11 years. But Dunk unfortunately had an illness and couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So we were thinking, what are we going to do? But then, because we knew Kyoko well and had worked with them, and we knew Matt was a good singer, we kind of nicked him, basically.
Yeah, it was Robin who came up with the idea. Because I was thinking, I was scratching my head and going, bloody hell, Duncan, unfortunately Duncan can't do it no more. What the hell are we going to do? Mm-hmm. And then Robin just went, oh, I've got an idea. Matt, how about Matt? And we all went, God, that's genius. And then obviously Matt and Robin had to put in, obviously, all the hard work, the vocals, it's quite a lot of stuff for Matt to work, to take on. Yeah. And he's doing a sterling job. But obviously he's been thrown in at the deep end, like big time, But he's handling it really good. Yeah.
So, Matt, when the guys came to you and said to you, Matt, will you join us as the vocalist? What was your reaction? You must be like, whoa, like what's happening right now? How did that, what was that like for you?
I was just kind of like, when am I going to wake up? When am I going to wake up from this dream?
Yeah.
Because, it was just so surreal. Like, like I've said to the guys so many times, and I know that Robin loves to say it, is the story of me kind of sitting in the back of my parents' car when I was, 4 years old, singing along to the, to UB40 songs, and now I'm doing it, with the actual band. It's just amazing.
It's like a full circle moment.
Yeah, it's not an easy job for Matt, because obviously our songs are really well known. Mm-hmm. Quite a lot of them have been big international hits. Yeah. So he has to try and sing them in a way that the audience can recognise as the original tune, rather than just have carte blanche to sing it however he wants to. Yeah. So it's a doubly hard job for him to do, because he's got to retrain his phrasing and all kinds of things, to fit in to what the audience expect. They want to be able to sing along, and if he's singing it in a way that's completely different to the original, they're not going to be able to do it. So it's a double discipline for him to have to do that. So fair play to him for doing that.
Yeah, but saying that, we've also recorded some new stuff, and Matt's featuring, obviously he's a new singer, so there's some new stuff coming out, and he's also featured on Baggy Rhythm 2. Kyoko's got a track on there, which is Matt singing over one of our backing tracks. And that's like an original tune of Matt's, which is brilliant, you know what I mean? So people check it out. But obviously, like I say, there's going to be new stuff coming out in very, very soon, so hold tight.
So, Matt, when you're performing the old songs compared to the new stuff in your voice, tell me, do you have to train your mind to realize, okay, this is an older song that I need to sing in this way, and now I'm focusing on a new song that is, sung in a different way? How do you frame your mind and tone to know to keep in the different ways, if that makes sense?
I guess it's like the guys just said, like you've just got to find your own voice with the songs. You've got to find how your voice will work with the songs, and then you need to just kind of get the right little phrasings in there, the way, just the way that people really remember these songs, but also not without trying to do a complete copy of anything, singing it in your own way, but making sure that it's the way that the audience knows it. And with the new songs as well, you get a bit more freedom because they're not as known. But personally, I like to try and keep things as close to the record as I can anyway. I like to, everyone likes to kind of go off a little bit every now and again on a tangent, but I want to I want to give people what they've come to hear, so personally that's what I try and do, is just stick to the record. Kind of.
you can get, like you have done, the audience sing along. That's one of the aspects of our gigs. That's what you do when you come to our show. You dance and you sing. That is what you're supposed to do. And he can always sit back and let the audience take over. And has done a couple of times. But because it's kind of fixed, and that's what when you come to our gig, you expect to go home with sore feet and a sore throat. From singing and dancing all that.
Now, tell me about the creative process of writing the new music.
Well, we usually just jam. We usually just get in a room and just basically just throw things at the wall and just jam, basically. It might be a chord sequence, it might be a little riff, it could be a drum beat, it could be a little bit of vocal, it could be literally anything. It could be someone falling over in the corner, someone falling on a piano. Do you know what I mean? And you just get an idea, and we just go for it, and we've always done it like that. So we knock out on average, say 3-4 backing tracks a day if we're just jamming, and then obviously you take them to the next stage with songs and stuff and start mashing them together. But we just jam basically. Yeah.
And the inspiration for the words, the lyrics of the music, is it personal journeys, what's happening in the world, a combination of both?
Well, there are different voices, there are different people who write. Earl always writes for himself, his own tunes. I write songs as well, lyrics. And I think probably Matt has contributed as well. We're kind of open with the process. We don't really mind who brings what to the table, really. And we can just run with it, We've known each other long enough to know, how to work with each other. So it's kind of it's a organic process that sort of slowly unfolds, and the song comes last, really.
Yeah.
And you've done a bunch of covers over the years by Elvis, Neil Diamond, Stevie Wonder. Why those specific songs and why those artists?
Well, we didn't know that it was Neil Diamond. And we had no idea. We thought it was like Negus Diamond or something. We thought it was a Jamaican tune, So we had no idea it was anything to do with Neil Diamond, But I'm glad we did, because I think he needed some help after making The Jazz Singer. Which was one of the worst films I've ever seen. Sorry, Neil, because I actually saw him not long ago in Glastonbury, performing in Glastonbury, and he was actually really fantastic live performer, really good. But I've never been a fan. I don't think any of us were fans of Neil Diamond. We had no idea. Not only many of us are fans of Elvis, but we were asked to do a cover version of an Elvis tune, and that's what we did. We can't help falling in love, So. Yeah,
it's just an accident. That's the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes you think of it yourself, and then sometimes you're asked to do something. And like Jimmy said, then it's a big hit. So, but we never really look for hits. It's just, if you look for a hit, it don't work. It usually just stumbles, or you do a bunch of music and then you realise which is the best track. It's kind of like that,
I suppose when creating music, and if the end goal is focusing or trying to find that hit, the fans and the listening people see straight through it, and they'll be like, oh, this doesn't feel right. Whereas if you're just being organic and natural in yourself, then the fans will take into that and it will be too hot.
I mean, just the idea of, that you can create something that's going to purposely have mass appeal. You can't know. I mean, you can't really know. If you could predict a hit, then record companies would always have hits. And they don't, because in the end, it's an unpredictable, public taste is an unpredictable thing. And you only know what the hits are after they're hits, really. You can say, I think this is going to be a hit. It might turn out to be a hit, but that would just be a coincidence, because another time you'll say, I think this is going to be a hit, and it won't turn out to be a hit, It's just the way it is.
That's the rise and fall of most musicians and artists, You're in the limelight for a while, and then you disappear, and you might come back 10 years later. You never know in this business. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Now, speaking of that, the way people consume and listen to music, it was vinyl, cassettes, CDs. They are coming up again, but now it's this digital world. What do you guys think about the way people consume and listen to music now compared to previously?
Well, can I just say, because I've just recently set my stereo up in my house, that I've been living here for 4 years, believe it or not. I'm a musician. Right. Anyway, right, I set up a stereo. So I've got my decks and everything, and I've got me, my iPhone. Put the deck on. Oh man, it's so noisy. It's unbelievable. So like, I prefer digital. I must say.
I do. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, because it's like hums and like earth. You got to earth the bloody turntable, and like it's so clean, and there's a lot more. Obviously, music production is a lot better now. So there's things you can do in music you couldn't do or put on a record, on a vinyl. Mm-hmm. I'm saying I hate vinyl, don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. But actually listening pleasure in your house, for me, yeah, it's got to be digital.
I also think that, because making music has been democratized, that means when we first started, you had to pay a couple of grand a day for months on end to make an album in a big studio, whereas technology means that now the ability to make a record, you can do it in your bedroom for a few £100, with a little bit of equipment. So to be honest, there's no value in it. I understand why people don't want to pay to buy records anymore, because records are too easily made. It's they're 10 a penny, and so why would anybody want to pay money for it? I think when it comes to live performance, that's a different thing. Yeah. Not everybody can just get up on stage and do it live, but anybody can make a record in their own bedroom. So I think that's why, one of the reasons why there's no value in recording music anymore. Bands just don't make money out of recording. They make money out of playing live.
Okay. Yeah, but what do you prefer? Do you prefer vinyl or do you prefer digital?
Oh, definitely digital. Definitely digital. Without a doubt. For a start, why would you want to destroy the planet with all that, all the manufacturing process and, all the paper that you use and the record sleeve, and then you're shipping it somewhere and then delivering it to the shops, that's all polluting the atmosphere, polluting the world. Why bother, when you can just have a clean signal coming from your computer? Do you know what I mean?
And you, Matt?
I like a mix. Like, I agree with what Jimmy's saying. Definitely, like we can't be using all this oil and energy and everything, making vinyl CDs, transporting all the stuff around the planet and stuff. But like, if I find stuff in a secondhand shop or a charity shop, or like, I'll buy that, but I won't go and buy them brand new from like HMV or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, I think as well, like it's amazing how much how available, how much music there is available to young people now, especially, and they're just listening to everything. Like, whether it's they're listening to it on Spotify or any of the streaming services like that, or games or movies, TV. Like, there's just so much, so much music out there that young people are just lapping it all up, and I think they're coming up with some real good music as well from that.
Now, tell me about when you guys are performing live and you have 10,000, 20,000 people singing back the lyrics and the songs. How does it make you feel? What is that experience like for you?
Well.
Got you.
Well, I just, at first, it was kind of hard for us because we've had a massive response from the audience. And for probably the first 10 years, we'd be looking round behind us to see who's just walked on, because, and then it takes a while for you to actually understand that it's for you that they're cheering, and coming to terms with that and feeling that you deserve it took a long time, really,
So sort of that imposter syndrome is like, is it me?
Yeah, it's a real
Why?
thing,
yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
No, I was just going to say that now I don't take it for granted, but I accept it for what it is. There's a massive amount of love for the band out there, and I'll carry on while it's there. We'll carry on doing it.
Yeah, obviously with the long break we've had, and like we've just literally started back like a few weeks ago, and like Jimmy says, now I can, like, you really appreciate the pleasure that you can give to people, and it's a good life. it is like a bit like being a sailor, you know, like we used to being away, and like you do your thing, you know what I mean? Like we're all on a mission, like, you know what I mean? It's like a big group thing, and you're on a mission, and like you try your best and everything, you know what I mean? And yeah, so I really missed that, and yeah, let's hope we can do it for quite a bit of, you know, quite a few more years. Yeah.
I mean, it's a powerful thing to be part of, you know, there's sort of 20 odd people on the road, band and crew, and their only focus is to get the show done. And being part of that is really quite empowering, you know, that you feel that you're separated from, because you're traveling and sleeping when other people are waking up and going to work. And, you know, you live in this bubble when you're on the road. But it feels great to be part of that, you know, part of that gang and part of that whole business where everybody's focused. You know, it's like moving a house every day with the equipment and, you know, the speakers and all that. It's all got to be shifted around with trucks, and, you know, it's just, you feel really empowered by being part of that. So it's a lovely life, I have to admit.
You know what I find? I love going to concerts and I love standing right in front. But for me, what frustrates me as a person in the front with the people around me is everyone's got their cell phones up, trying to get that perfect video or perfect shot. And they're not, I'm like, put your phones away. The guys are here performing. Just enjoy it as it is. Take that, you know. And I get so frustrated. Like, what is your experience coming from the other end of just seeing all these cell phones in front of you? You know, does that detach from the experience a bit, or how does it make you feel?
It just is what it is, mate. I mean, like growing up, we used to watch Star Trek, and they used to like open this thing called a communicator, and now that's it. It's the iPhone in it. You know what I'm saying? It actually exists now. So it's just what it is. It's like downloading. You know, it's like the music has just changed. Things change. You know? So you can't really do anything about it. People want memories, don't they? But as long as they don't hold it up the whole way through the gig, you know, then that's fine with me. It doesn't really bother me.
It's a little bit frustrating, though, because, you know, a live performance isn't necessarily there to be recorded. That's the whole point in live performance. You know, if you're recording something, then you approach it completely differently because it's down to posterity. You know, the other people we're going to be listening to over and over again. But a live performance is supposed to be there and gone. That's the whole point of a live performance. So it's not really fair sometimes with bands that these are being recorded, because, you know, you can hear all the mistakes and you know, you can't unless you're like super session men from America. You know, you can't help but have mistakes, and, you know, and sound quality is not good and all that. And really, you're not in control of that as a band. Yeah. So I would ban it.
You know, it's interesting you say that, because I'm sure none of the audience are picking up anything that you're mentioning, but you guys know if there are little mistakes or sound quality or any issues. But we as an audience don't realize that we're just there in the moment. Well, I'm in the moment. The rest of them are making videos. So
that's a frustration of being. That's the frustration of being a live performer. Is, you know, you want it to be perfect every night, and you can do some nights and you think that was the most fantastic performance we've ever done, and it was really great gig. And then somebody will go, "Oh yeah, it was a brilliant gig. You're just as good as you've always been." And I'm going, "No, it's better. But, you know, they don't really care. That's the burden of being a perfectionist, is that you care, but the audience doesn't really care now.
Your guys' experience of South Africa, you guys have performed here a number of times, handful of times. You performed at Mandela's 70th birthday. When are you coming back?
Well, as soon as you ask us, basically, there is talk going on.
Okay.
We were due to come over just before COVID hit. Yeah. So hopefully we'll pick that back up and you'll see us very soon, because obviously, you know, we love Africa. As it turns out, I've just had my DNA done. Yeah. And I'm 43% Nigerian.
Okay.
So which is funny, because one of the original members of the band was a guy called Yummy, and he was Nigerian. So just thought I'd throw that in. It's
okay.
Yeah. But obviously Africa, the motherland. Yeah, we want to come. Do you know anybody who wants to bring us over?
Well,
I mean, we were one of the first bands that played after the cultural boycott was dropped.
Yeah.
Once it was dropped, we went over as soon as we could, and it was phenomenal because I think we played to 100,000 people over 2 nights at some stadium somewhere.
Yeah.
And it was, you just felt like that you were kind of rubbing shoulders with history a little bit. Mm-hmm. You know, there was a phenomenon happening in South America, in South Africa, after the dropping of the cultural boycott, after Mandela was released. And we were there celebrating that, and the audience was singing our songs back to us. And, you know, it was really quite a moving experience and one of the highlights of our career. You know.
Yeah, definitely,
So we'll definitely put out there that you guys will be coming back. And when you guys do come back, we're going for drinks. I'm holding you to that, okay?
Yeah, definitely.
You're paying.
Okay. Well, let's...
Drummers are tight.
Yeah, exactly,
I want you to please, each of you, I'm going to go around the room, around the screen, and from number 5 to number 1, I would like you each to give me your top 5 favorite songs from other artists.
Oh,
so, Earl, you first.
Bob Marley and the Wailers, Kinky Reggae.
Number 4.
Oh, I got it all at the same time?
Yes. Putting you on the spot.
Really? He's putting us on the
spot.
That is hard. Who else do I love? Oh, can't you come back to me?
No, that's the point of this game. Number 4.
Okay.
Top of your head.
Okay, yeah. Black Uhuru, Sounds of Freedom, Black Sounds of Freedom album. Dennis Brown, Money in My Pocket, something new. Can't think. Is that 4?
So you've got 2 more. Number 2.
Oh no.
You know, that's an impossible question.
No, well, that's the fun of this game.
My record collection.
Bloody hell. Biggie Smalls. I can't think of the title of the track though.
Okay.
Yeah, one of his albums.
Yeah. Number 1.
Outcast.
Yes.
And that's it, innit?
Okay. Yeah, that's number 5. That's 5. Cool.
Yeah.
Heading over to you, Matt.
Bad,
number 5.
Oh no. This is going to be the most random. Okay. Looking around the room. Back in Black by AC/DC.
Yes.
You like it?
that one.
Walk the Line by Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, let's think of one off the top of my head. Everything I Own by Ken Booth. I don't know if that was by Ken Booth actually, but his version. What's that? 3.
Yeah, it's 2 more.
Simmer Down by the Wailing Wailers before it was Bob Marley and the Wailers.
Yeah.
What else? Right, I'm just going to have to pick one.
Yes. Throw it at us.
It's really hard, man.
Okay. Jesus of Suburbia by Green Day.
Cool.
Jesus God.
Yeah.
Because it's about an 11-minute song.
Okay.
Yeah, Green Day, wicked, man, yeah. I like a bit of rock.
Yeah.
Myself,
Yeah, man. Like I said, random.
Jimmy, number 5. Handing over to you.
Come on, Jim. It's time to think. You shouldn't be
Well, the sunshine of my life, Stevie Wonder. Jesus. Ow. Hang on. Okay, Days of Slavery, Burning Spear. Oh, God. My brain is not actually working, which is unfortunate.
It is hard, but that's the fun of this game. You've got 3 more. Give us 3 more.
I'm getting there. Okay. Oh, Firehouse Rock, The Wailing Souls. Oh, God. That's 3.
Yeah.
Robbie.
2 down.
Yeah.
2 down.
What's that taxi tune?
Heart Made of Stone.
Taxi Connection.
That'll do. Yeah. Yeah.
One more.
One more. Yeah.
Yes.
Bloody hell, mate.
This is the hardest thing I've ever done in life.
Oh, God. Another Stevie Wonder, Superstition.
Perfect.
There you go.
Put you guys all on the spot.
That was one of the worst questions I've ever had to answer.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Just brain freeze, man. It's like
Impossible to pick five.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm a film buff, and people say, "What's your favourite 10 movies?" And I couldn't possibly
I know.
say,
Yeah.
I might have a trouble saying my favourite 100 movies. Trying to narrow it all down to 5 tunes.
Yeah.
It's like, that's so hard.
Well, thank you for that. As a finishing off, our podcast, our show is listened to throughout the world as well as in South Africa. What from each of you is your final message to our listening audience? Jimmy, you first.
Well, yeah, we hope we come over to South Africa as soon as we possibly can. And when we do, don't come to the show in high heels because your feet are going to hurt.
Yeah.
Wear flats
and
get ready to be singing. And I can't wait to get over there.
Brilliant. Earl, your final message?
Well, like I said before, I've just found out that I'm Nigerian. So obviously Africa's, a different place for me now because I kind of know where my roots are and things. So, I'm really looking forward to coming to Africa big time, man. I want to go there more than anywhere else at the moment. So there you go,
Brilliant. Matt, your final message?
Well, I guess for me, I haven't been around the world much. I haven't done a lot of traveling, and Africa and South Africa. I've always wanted to go. I've always wanted to see, the beautiful sights, and I just can't wait to get out there and meet you guys, man. I've heard you great people.
Well, you'll experience that when we all go for drinks that apparently I'm paying for. Cool. Guys, it's been an absolute honor speaking to you today. It's been a great privilege. This is Barret Edelstein, Celeb Savant, signing out. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you, mate. Thanks a lot.